And today I am so pleased to announce that St. Clair College has ranked #1 in North America. #1 in North America. That's all of your hard work.
Good evening, I'm Keerthana Veerapandian and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. Our top story, Cisco Network Academy and St. Clair College just forged a great partnership and last week had an announcement.
There's a big reason that we are here today, because what we have done and what our students' choice has done has made us very unique across all of Canada.
I've been at Cisco for almost 2 years, and we just found out about the best hidden gem, and it's right here at St. Clair College. So I am honored and I'm grateful for the opportunity that you guys have given us today to celebrate your success. This is not about Cisco. This is about the impact you're making. And today I am so pleased to announce that St. Clair College has ranked #1 in North America. #1 in North America. That's all of your hard work.
Our relationship with Cisco is just one example of the partnerships which must exist between public educational institutions and the private sector to ensure that cutting-edge, real-world skills are being instilled to sustain and enhance our local, provincial, national, and global economies.
The Windsor-Essex community has come to the forefront of the development of key partnerships that benefit students and community. In St. Clair College, we're fortunate to have them at the leading edge of this forefront, so congratulations to that.
The networking program here at St. Clair and its partnership with Cisco Canada was an amazing experience for me, and to hear that the program has been recognized as being the largest Cisco networking academy in North America, well, that's amazing.
Today, not only is St. Clair College leading North America in computer systems networking, let that sink in for a second, but it is also leading the way in Canada for the number of female students enrolled in Cisco's computer network program.
It's also encouraging to see both Cisco and St. Clair work on the diversity issue to ensure that the women are fully represented in the information technology sector as we continue to see great expansions and investments in our region. The bright, talented women are definitely doing their part to bring recognition to this amazing employment opportunities within our region and across our country.
Speaking of partnerships, one of our community partners here at the MediaPlex is Crime Stoppers, and we are proud to be part of the team. Cody Rusan is standing by live in the studio with Constable Kristine Gilboe.
Hi, I'm Cody Rusan, and I'm standing here with Constable Kristine Gilboe. Now, earlier today, I understand that there was a press conference about a very serious case, and could you just give the people at home, give myself a little bit of a briefing on what happened?
Yes, that's right. There was a press conference held at Windsor Police Station today. It's in regards to a male named Mohammed Haji, who was born January 1st, 1983. He's currently wanted on a Canada-wide arrest warrant for the murder of Luis Acosta Escobar, which occurred in Windsor on December 22nd, 2007. His location is still currently unknown at this time. Windsor Police, in conjunction with a program named BOLO, are offering a reward up to $60,000 for information that specifically leads to the arrest of Mohammed Haji. This campaign is particularly requesting the Somalian community to be on the lookout for Haji, and this really could be Canada-wide, international. And if anybody has any information on the whereabouts of Mohammed Haji, we're asking you to call the Windsor Police Major Crimes Unit. The number is 519-255-6700. The extension's 4830. But if you want to remain anonymous, you can always call Crime Stoppers at 519-258-8477. But you also have the option of submitting a tip online at our website at catchcrooks.com.
I want to thank you for all of that information because that's extremely valuable, and obviously we hope that this person is brought to justice because this has just been going on for far too long and he needs to be brought in. But before I close us off here, I want to thank you for everything that you have done coming in for this year. And just before we send off, I want to thank you for your partnership, and I want to hope that we can build partnership all throughout the future, because this is a very valuable opportunity for all students coming in. Thank you very much.
Well, we very much enjoy working with the St. Clair College MediaPlex program. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Back to you, Keena.
Have you had it up to here with life? Then join us at the MediaPlex for Stress Less Fest. Our public relations students are presenting a free expo featuring barbecue, Reiki, therapy dogs, and more. Come on down to the Plex from 11 till 3, Thursday, April 18. If you want to be stressless, we are located at 275 Victoria at the corner of University. For more information, visit our Facebook page. We hope to see you here. In sports, Windsor Essex has a rich tradition, and that was celebrated last night. Cody was there.
On April 15th, the 14th annual Westby Awards was held at the Kubota Club. People quickly filled Canada's Hall to enjoy a night and honor the athletes in the community. Miguel Cienfuegos of the St. Clair Green Giants was one of the big winners of the night, taking home the Baseball Award. Before winning his award, he talked about who helped him get to this point of his career.
Bernie LaBute, which unfortunately passed away this year. He was my former coach, but definitely he meant a lot in my life. If it wasn't for him, a lot of things would have happened. I wouldn't have my girlfriend and future to be wife, her beautiful family, all the teammates, all the opportunities he gave me. So I would definitely give him a shout out if I can say that.
Lindsay Kerr was one of the nominees for the John Ferguson Circle of Seven Horsemen Award and said it was a huge honor to be nominated for the award this year.
It's amazing. I was actually here about 4 years ago when our friend Dean Nixon, who is also a nominee tonight, he won the award. And since that day, I actually said to myself, you know, it's a really cool thing to be recognized in sport, especially in the Windsor-Essex County where I've grown up.
This year's Westbys gave the community a chance to give back to the athletes who worked so hard this year. For MediaPlex News, I'm Cody Wall.
Windsor is home to some of the biggest corporations in Canada. Xander Kelly took some time this week to meet some of the smaller businesses who are planting roots to Tecumseh Road East and making Windsor a bit more colorful.
Tecumseh Road East by the intersection at Paulette has some history as a revolving door for businesses. But for a few new and old tenants, it's the place they want to call home. Lily Howard has owned Readings by Lily for the last 4 years.
I'm Native American from the Cherokee people. I do a lot of medicine work for those people. I help a lot of people. I'm also a licensed counselor, a licensed psychologist. Everybody needs a little bit of guidance and help, and I'm very in tune with Mother Nature and the universe, so I do a lot of the tarot readings based on the native animals. For every human being, an animal's characteristic seems to match a human being.
Just next door at House of Cards, one man is fulfilling his dream.
Oh, we've wanted to do this for over 20 years now, but we had to wait for the right timing, basically. Hockey is the sport. We just interact. Like, it's not just a game you watch on TV. It's something you're attached to, right? You can go meet the player and shake his hand every day, but you can get his card and have it and say, I have this, and I have his autograph, and I have his, you know what I mean? It's just, there's always been a lot of broken dreams of a lot of people that wanted to play hockey, never made it. This is the closest they can get, right?
A few doors down from House of Cards, a young hairdresser has opened the newest location of Il Capo Hair Headquarters.
I feel like you got more energy. Well, it took a long time. Okay.
I started at the barber's chair in the mall. Apprentice there. From there I went off to the man shop. Worked there for about 2 years. And later on, after that, we opened up El Capo. If we are a little bit busy and we can't service you right away, we have the foosball table, pool table, and air hockey to accommodate you guys, as well as free Wi-Fi, PlayStation Zone as well, and complimentary drinks.
The House of Rusan is one step closer to helping women in need. The Addiction Care Center recently kicked off phase 2 of its fundraising campaign. Shubham joins us with details.
The Building for Recovery campaign is raising funds for women who are struggling with substance abuse disorder. The House of Rusan is offering programs and services to help individuals and families fighting addiction and abuse.
That'd be alcohol or substance abuse. And they have programming. And they've been in our community on the west side of Windsor for many, many years. And this is a great new building they have to house all their programming. And we're proud to support them at the Windsor Police Service.
Executive Board Member Rusan McKinnon says the House has set an aggressive fundraising target.
They did a presentation in regards to L, challenging us to raise funds, and he'll match up to $1 million by the end of June 30th. So our challenge to everybody is come on out, make a pledge, help us raise.
With the help of the community, organizers hope they can meet their goal and receive $1 million to match funds donated by local philanthropist Al Kunal.
MediaPlex students at St. Clair College were honored last week at the College Journalism Awards night. Glenn Flew was there to capture the highlights.
More than 100 students and local media representatives attended the awards nights recognizing excellence in writing, editing, on-air presentation, and Journalist of the Year. MediaPlex faculty member Shelley DeVench Haggart helped run the events. She guides students with their feature writing and thinks the nights is a great opportunity for the young journalists to celebrate their hard work.
That our students can gather together. It's a great way to wrap up our year and really acknowledge the effort that they've put in this last year or two and get ready to go on to what's next.
MediaPlex Convergence Coordinator Veronica Mando acknowledged students and local media both contribute this program being a real convergence media.
Another thing that's very important to us is that we have the support of people in the local media.
Attendees were asked about what journalists mean to them. Windsor Police Chief Al Frederick.
Journalism to me means telling a story of humans and their interaction with each other. And I think it's probably one of the best gifts that we have as a community is people telling their stories through journalism.
Vincent George, University of Windsor professor and Windsor International Film Festival executive director, was the evening's guest speaker. He talked about recent taking the role of journalist and interviewing CNN's Anderson Cooper. George shared his perspective about that role.
The one thing I was so amazed by from the journalists that were actually there of how prepared with content and prepared with tech, and I didn't realize to what point all of you folks are trained in like everything.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Glenn Fu.
Last week, members of Windsor's downtown community took the dance floor and dining room for a fundraising gala. Joy St. Anton has more.
The Downtown Windsor Community Collaborative hosted their spring fundraiser on Friday, April 5th. They had a silent auction and music played by the Coffee House Combo. Sarah Sipkar is the Community Development Coordinator at the DWCC.
So for me, the DWCC is a network of neighbors working together to make the downtown a good place to grow up and a good place to grow old.
Reno Bertolin is the Ward 3 counselor and works hand in hand with the DWCC. The total of how much they raise has not been reported.
Well, most of, if not, probably 60-70% of the funds that, fuel all our programming and our organization comes from private donors. So for us to be able to go out and continue to do that programming, we have to be able to do fundraising and have events like this to contribute to that base so that we can continue our programming and our funding.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Joyce St. Antoine.
Is it spring? Is it winter? Is it summer? Cody Rusan is here with our 3-day forecast.
Okay, so before we get into that, I am going to admit my bias right now. My Leafs won last night, so why not again tomorrow? Go Leafs go. Let's have a look at our 3-day forecast. And Keena, to answer your question, spring is here. Wednesday, there will be a chance of showers with a high of 13. Thursday, again a chance of showers and a high of 20. And Good Friday, more rain with a not so great high of 12. So Keena, go Leafs go, and I'm going to send it back to you. Thank you.
Now, a number of bands have been getting back together recently, and Nicole News has the scope on how one winter band is reuniting after the 30-year hiatus.
The Jonas Brothers aren't the only band getting back together in 2019. Tease, a local hard rock band from the 70s, put on a reunion show this past week. The old Walkerville Theater was packed with fans of the band, as well as family and friends. Mike Kozak, the band's drummer, says that getting back together is a great opportunity to catch up with each other and their fans.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's something if you can imagine being in a band like 1,000 years ago and having this neat little career that ended and just you went on with your lives with no contact, or basically. It's just kind of cool to get back together and revisit those records and all that little bit of success we had at this ridiculous age.
Mark Braddock, the lead guitarist, says they hope to tour once again.
Yeah, we really like to go back to Japan. We never got to go to England back in the day, and we probably got some, a little bit of a cult following in England. So we're hoping for that.
Brian Danter, lead vocalist, says staying connected hasn't always been easy for the band over the years.
We had little contact because our lives went in different directions, but over the last, would you say, 7-8 years, it's kind of come more together. Mike and I actually kept a lot in touch over the last couple of years, eh, Mike?
Yeah.
The group performed their hit like Sure Thing, Living on the Edge, and On the Loose. Tease definitely brought the house down on a night Windsor won't forget. For MediaPlex News, I'm Nicole Newts.
One man's trash can be transformed into another man's art. Barry Hasselhurst visited the Walkerville Artists Co-op this week to see some of their unique creations.
The 4th annual Revitalized Sculpture People's Choice Awards opened April 1st at the Walkerville Artists Co-op. Artists get their inspiration from recycled items. Some objects in this year's show include piano keys, concrete, feathers, buttons, reconstituted silver, and petrified wood. Local, emerging, and established artists are showcasing their work, and all pieces are being judged. The competition has been narrowed down to 8 finalists. Tony Wells, a local artist and artist co-op organizer, was on hand to fill us in for more details about the awards.
So everyone is welcome to attend, especially the artists and their families.
Yeah.
So because right now we have 8 pieces that are the finalists, and we're inviting everyone in to come in and vote, because it's more like a People's Choice Award than it is a judged ceremony.
The public is encouraged to visit the gallery and get their vote in. Final judging is on Sunday. Winners will receive a cash prize. This is the 4th annual Revitalized Sculpture Contest here at the Walkerville Artists Co-op. Make sure you come in and vote for your favorite piece. I'm Barry Hazelhurst for MediaPlex, live at 1.
Every little girl dreams of being their favorite princess, and as Emma Butler reports, Evermore Extravaganza makes that possible.
The Evermore Princess Party held an extravaganza to mark their 2nd anniversary. The day was filled with performances, games, prizes, and much more. Over 20 local businesses were welcomed to this event to bring the community together under one roof. A couple businesses who joined the party were We Care for Kids and Indigo Mini Golf. The day was packed with fun activities like temporary tattoos, nail painting, coloring, and taking pictures with your favorite princess. There were over 100 princess fans that showed up and got to see their idols. The owner of Evermore Princess Party explains how she got into this business.
I actually went here at St. Clair College for the music theater program. I've always done theater. I love performing. It's just who I am. When I was in grade 10 or 11 in high school, we did a We Care for Kids event as princesses, and there's like nothing better than seeing like a child see their favorite princess and be able to like empower them and teach them to follow their dreams and that they're so unique and so special. So I really wanted to just, once I graduated, I had the time, I finally started a business where we can do all of those things.
The day ended in a happily ever after. For MediaPlex News, I'm Emma Butler.
We are all busy, but are we too busy to eat healthy? Suraj Sasi explains how we can.
Many people like Angelica have very busy lifestyles and have no time to eat healthy food. Healthy food kits like HelloFresh and Miss Fresh have really changed their lives.
My partner works a ton of hours, and so it's really nice to be able to come home and not have to think about what's for dinner, not have to prepare most of what's for dinner, not have to think about shopping. It's just super easy to have it all laid out there for you.
Andrea Doherty is a nutrition expert. She says in the world of genetically modified food and meat containing antibiotics, people can still expect these products could be safe for human consumption.
You know, a lot of these kits are going to use fresh foods, and because they are delivering it, you know, to your home, and they're delivering maybe meat products, things that need to be refrigerated, they do come well insulated. So I think that food safety is one possible risk factor.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Surat Sasi.
Everyone should be given an equal opportunity to experience life. Alex Scott went to see how one respite service is making that possible in Windsor.
When most people become adults, the possibilities are endless with what they could do. But for people living with disabilities, they don't have quite as many options. Lola's Roundtable is a respite service that fills a need for those people who could be facing a long wait for community living.
So my decision to do it and open it was more to help people like Logan who wouldn't necessarily get off that long wait list for, I don't know, at least 10 plus years. So this gives them the opportunity to have like meaning in their day and purpose in their day, have friends, learn life skills at an affordable cost to their family too.
Part of the day is usually spent at Lola's before they go off for their various activities. They do things like mini golfing, visit museums, as well as going to the gym and doing yoga, so there's always a surprise when you go to Lola's. This month, Lola's is celebrating their 1-year anniversary.
Yes, we're having a bowling party. So I decided to do the bowling party because it's just a family-friendly activity and everybody in my group likes bowling, so I wanted it to be something that they actually enjoyed to do.
If you're interested in attending the anniversary event, the cost is $11 per person and includes 2 hours of bowling, shoes, pizza, and pop. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alex Scott.
Some say that seeing is believing, while some need to believe in what they can touch. A Windsor couple is looking to help others who are visually impaired experience the same joys as fully sighted children. Mariana Inakwich has the story.
Some say childhood is the best time in our lives. No worries, no problems, no fears. Just us and our friends, both real and imaginary, rolling around in a world of fantasy, flying high in the sky, diving deep into the ocean, climbing mountains in our minds. But for some people, their imagination is their reality.
Cartoons were really inaccessible to me as a kid because they were so visual. I couldn't identify with them at all because there was an awful lot happening in the cartoons that was not expressed through dialogue.
Rebecca Blevoigt was born blind. She was 5 when she first realized that not being able to see wasn't something everyone dealt with.
We had just had a visit from the principal of the School for the Blind that I would be attending, and I think it was that visit that made me start to think, I wonder, and I started to realize that I couldn't see out of my eyes.
Rebecca is one of the owners of Tech Television Graphics in Windsor, a business that prints materials in Braille. She and her husband Emmanuel have signed a 3-year licensing agreement with Disney to produce at least 15 creative coloring books with Disney characters. Disney books in Braille had never been produced in Disney's 90-year history. Emmanuel came up with the idea.
We had just come back to Canada and he started saying, you know, our coloring books would be great if we had Disney characters. And my immediate reaction was, well, oh gosh, you know, imagine the red tape you have to go through to get that.
Blind and visually impaired will finally be able to see Disney classics like Mickey Mouse, Bambi, 101 Dalmatian, Goofy, and many more. The process of producing books consists of taking the Disney art and adapting it in a tactile format that will make sense to blind people reading it. Rebecca believes books with Disney characters will open a window to a completely new world.
If I knew that there were Braille coloring books, if the first Braille coloring books that I ever got were Disney characters, that would be very cool. I think as a kid I would have found that extremely neat, you know, to be able to bring that and show the other children and be able to color.
According to the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, there are 500,000 Canadians with significant visual impairment. Almost 200,000 of them reside in Ontario.
The number of requests we've gotten to let them know when the books are available from adults are even more than the number of kids. So it's because we didn't grow up with this stuff either. So yeah, it's a huge lot of people that are going to be impacted by this.
Emmanuel designs graphics in Braille for the purpose of Braille readers. One of his favorite pieces of art that he created is the periodic table of elements. Although making coloring books with Disney characters fulfills him and makes him happy, Emmanuel says it's a long process since it needs to be done very precisely.
It's slow work, slow process. It's too slow for me, but I want everything last week, so I want everything yesterday, so I just have to be patient.
Emmanuel remembers the first time he revealed one of their coloring books to a child. It was with a little girl who was blind.
The little girl was right in front of me, and she was just like this. She had never touched a coloring book with her fingers. What do you think it is? It's a house. Yeah, you're right, that's a house. How do you know it's a house? With windows. Yeah, you're right. It was the first time she was actually touching her own idea of a house. Her mom was just like crying for me.
Seeing how blue the sky looks on a bright sunny day, the simplicity of nature's beauty, or the vibrant color of a freshly bloomed flower, so many of us take sight for granted. In their modest office, their second home, Rebecca and Emmanuel don't work alone. They have their biggest supporter always by their side, Carrie, Rebecca's seeing-eye dog and loving companion. Carrie doesn't know what preconception is, but Rebecca's father says it's something Rebecca faced with since she was a child.
The biggest challenge in raising Rebecca, I think it was more related to how other people dealt with her. Everybody wanted to help her, and because of her independence, she wanted to do it herself. So it was very difficult in some ways to tell people, let her do it.
I mean, there are things that are much easier to do when you can see. Just about everything's easier to do when you can see. But I think a larger obstacle than blindness is probably the societal perceptions of what blind people are capable of. That continues to be a battle that I have to fight with just about everyone I meet. And there's all sorts of societal impressions that are made before I even say a word.
It's really funny because when Rebecca was a young girl, and even into her teenage years, I thought that this girl's gonna make her mark because she was so inventive, and of course she's met Emmanuel, who is a very creative young man, and between the two of them, they've come up with this phenomenal idea, and they'll do well.
Rebecca decided to embrace her destiny from the moment she became aware of it. Today, she is brave, confident, happy, and determined to bring Disney characters in lives of blind and visually impaired, especially the young ones, and take them on a journey in which they have never been before.
The most important thing, after everything and before everything, is to be true to yourself. Whatever society throws at you, whatever other expectations people have of you, listen to your inner voice and do what's in your heart.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Keerthana Veerapandian and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.